Everyone, welcome to Mondays with Michelle, a sanctuary where we unite to inspire hope and peace through engaging discussions about mental health, relationships, and parenting. I'm Michelle, your guide through the sanctuary. I'm a mental health therapist with over 14 years of experience, an aspiring author currently querying agents, a peacemaker, and an advocate for those without a voice. Today, we will discuss the positive affirmations: I am the earth, I am the river, I am the tree. We'll start off the day with a card for the day, which I drew shortly before joining. So, our card is from Medicine Cards by Jamie Sams and David Carson, The Discovery of Power Through the Ways of Animals. Since we're talking about earth and nature, I thought connecting with nature's creatures would be beneficial for us today. The card I drew was the lynx. There we go. And it starts with a short poem. Lynx, you know the secrets so very well, the dream time and the magic, but you'll never tell. May I learn to hold my tongue, observe like the Sphinx, powerful yet silent, the medicine of Lynx. The theme of Lynx is secrets. It is said that if you want to find out a secret, ask Lynx Medicine. Unfortunately, it is difficult to get the silent lynx to speak. To be confronted by the powerful medicine of lynx signifies that you do not know something about yourself or others. Lynx is the keeper of the secrets of lost magical systems and knowledge. Lynx has the ability to move through time and space and go into the great silence for unraveling any mystery. Lynx is not the guardian of secrets, but the knower of secrets. The problem lies in getting Lynx to instruct you. He or she would rather be off chasing a bird or kicking sand in your face than running circles around you. Lynx medicine is a very specific type of clairvoyance. If this medicine is strong in you, you will get mental pictures concerning other people and the exact things they have hidden, either from themselves or from others. You will see their fears, their lies, and their self deceptions. You will also know where they have hidden the treasure, if there is any. You never speak of these revelations, you simply know. The only way you can coax information about yourself out of a lynx medicine person, in case you have forgotten where you hid the treasure, is to respect the practices of his or her tradition. If you go to a gypsy with lynx medicine, you must show your respect by paying with money after the reading. If you go to a Choctaw medicine person, he or she will reach into your midsection or use other traditional methods to help you. A blanket or tobacco should be given in exchange for the medicine he or she has performed for you. This maxim is known as the law of the lynx people and is practiced by Native American, Gypsy, Sufi, and Egyptian cultures, among others. If you have pulled the lynx card, you can be sure that secrets are afloat. If this is your personal medicine, you should listen to your higher self. Be still and pay attention to the revelations you receive either in the form of mental pictures or through a high singing voice in your inner ear. Perhaps you will receive information in the form of omens. You can be sure that Mother Earth is signaling to you in some manner. If Lynx is at your door, Listen. Brother or sister links can teach you of your personal power and of things you have forgotten about yourself. Links can lead you to lost treasures and connect you to forgotten brotherhoods or sisterhoods. Some medicine people believe that the Sphinx of ancient Egypt was not a lion but a lynx. This lynx does not say much. With an enigmatic smile, the great cat watches over the sands of forever. So that's essentially telling us to be aware of ourselves and others. It talked about delving into ourselves, into a place where we may not be aware of, that self deception sort of piece. In psychology, we refer that to the unconscious. It's a place inside of ourself where our repressed memories are stored, things that we didn't want to deal with at the moment, and so it got pushed down below the surface. So it's the time to start delving into deeper things, maybe things from the past, secrets that you haven't shared with other people that you've held on to over the years. So it's time to start going into those things, paying attention to them, and opening up about them to trusted individuals in your world, whether that's your own therapist or a trusted friend, confidant. It's just time to start talking about those secrets and bringing them to light. All right. So, like I said, we're going to be talking about some positive affirmations today. When we're experiencing stress, this time of year, the holiday season, can definitely be stressful for a lot of people. So, when we're experiencing stress, it triggers our nervous system, our central nervous system. Um, our central nervous system consists of the brain and spinal cord, and then the rest of our nervous system are the neural pathways that run throughout our body. So we have nerves throughout our body. That's how we feel pain, how we move, all of those different things. So when we experience a stressor, it triggers the part of the nervous system that's referred to commonly as the fight or flight response. When we're in fight or flight, it has an effect on our physical body. Basically, it prepares us for battle. Those signals run throughout our body. It increases our heart rate, our blood pressure. So, like I said, it prepares us to either run away, fight. There's some other responses. One of those is called freeze. That's like the deer in the headlights, where you just freeze, you can't move. And then there's something called fawn, where when people are really stressed out, essentially they people please to make it through the situation. They go along with it, with whatever is happening, based on the survival instinct. They think that the only way to make it through a stressful time is to appease the person who's causing harm. And when we're in that state of fight or flight, our digestion also slows. Like I said, we're prepared for battle. So, what helps us when we're under stress, not in danger, but we experience something that's stressful, so our body thinks we're in danger because our fight or flight system is triggered, we want to be able to pause and recenter ourselves. One of those ways to recenter ourselves, to ground ourselves, is to spend time in nature. It reminds us that the world keeps going no matter what's going on in the outside world. A lot of times we get caught up in our phones and social media, And it gets to the point that we forget that the world is safe. The world is holding us, is taking care of us, and it has all the resources that we need to survive. So, when we remember and look to nature, it can be very grounding for our nervous systems. It's something that we've done as long as humans have existed, is connect with nature. So we're brought back to this sanctuary of tranquility and relaxation when we're able to connect with nature and specific parts of nature around us. We'll start with the affirmation, I am the earth. I am grounded, nurturing, and connected. As I said, nature, the earth, is extremely grounding. One grounding technique is gardening, going outside, planting a garden, taking care of the plants, watering them, tending to them, pulling weeds so the seedlings, the small plants can survive. You can also ground with the earth by walking barefoot through the grass, spending some time sitting on the earth, maybe even laying down on the earth. So it's a very grounding experience. That's one of the quickest ways we can bring ourselves back to reality, is to touch the soil, touch the earth. The earth is also nurturing. There is a lot of plants, a lot of animals. Obviously, we as human beings all survive on the earth. So the earth takes care of us, it supports us. It has everything that we need to be able to survive. There's shelter on the earth, there's food sources here, all of those things. So it's very nurturing to us. And then we're also connected to the earth. We have an interconnectedness where the earth takes care of us and then we take care of the earth. We protect our environment, we respect our earth, we take care of it, we take steps not to pollute it. If we see litter, trash, we can pick that up and throw it away. That way, it doesn't cause harm to Mother Earth or the animals that live on it. So, harmonizing with nature offers numerous benefits, all that nourish the mind, body, and spirit. When we spend time outdoors, we rejuvenate our physical and emotional well being because spending time in nature has been found to reduce inflammation, which can help certain illnesses and conditions, especially autoimmune conditions, but all conditions in general. Reducing inflammation also has been shown to potentially reduce the effects of aging. Spending time outside also alleviates stress, depression, anxiety, and it enhances our cognition. So, how we think, how we remember things, our problem solving ability, and our ability to focus and concentrate. It is getting into the colder season. Winter is going to be starting now in less than 2 weeks. So it can be hard for people to get outside and spend some time in the outdoors during this time of year. This time of year, it can be helpful to have houseplants. If you have some windows that you can put them by, or some houseplants even do well in the dark. So you can look at houseplants. There's also growing lights that help them to really help us remain connected to the earth during this darker time of year. That brings us to our second affirmation for today. I am the river. I have adaptability, depth, and emotions. So, adaptability is our ability to change course when we need to. When something doesn't go as planned or expected, we can pivot. We can walk through an open door when one door closes. That just because one door closes doesn't mean that there isn't another path that we can take. We're able to pivot and adapt to stress. Just like a river. A river, it overcomes those barriers, it meanders. It doesn't have to just go straight ahead. It can change course when it needs to. So, when we surrender our expectations, we allow the current to carve a path forward and carry us where we need to go. So, instead of fighting reality, fighting our circumstances, our situation, we can go with the flow. So, we release the obstacle of resisting our destiny. We welcome the universe to take us and carry us where we need to go rather than trying to swim upstream, so to speak. And that requires trust. It can be hard to take a leap of faith to let go of control over our circumstances and just trust that the river, the universe, is going to take us exactly where we need to be. Even though we can't see what lies ahead, the river is going to carry us to our rightful destination. The river also has depth. So it's not a shallow river. It is deep in places just like we ourselves are. We have depth. We're not just surface level, we have many different levels and layers. So that connects back to our card, talking about the unconscious. A lot of times we show people our facade, our mask that we've created, that we share with general people around us. And then with other people, we remove that mask and we share our true self with others. Ideally, we integrate those things to become only one person. But as we're talking about today, we can delve into our unconscious and explore those areas that perhaps we don't show with two other people on a regular basis. So we can dive into our unconscious, into those mysteries down in our unknown. We can be introspective to discover those insights that are hidden beneath the surface. When we do that, it tends to allow us to tap into creative inspiration. So, when we delve into the depths of our psyche, we can draw on our own creativity, because when we're suppressing the things that caused us pain, suffering, we're also suppressing our creative energy and flow. So when we're willing to take ourselves deeper, maybe even writing about things or painting about emotions that we try to avoid, we can really find this place of inspiration. And once we do that, it really opens the floodgates of our minds, allowing it to spill onto the page. When we release our expectations, it allows the current to take us exactly where we need to be, which might be a new realm of possibility. It also allows our love and compassion to move from our hearts to those who read our work, listen to our words, like on a podcast, to really be able to connect with one another. When we share our depths, that's truly how we connect with other human beings. So, taking things a little bit deeper allows our love and compassion to connect us together. And it also creates a ripple effect. So, if you throw a water or a rock in the stream, it creates a ripple. And the same is true when we open our hearts and our minds to the world, delving deeper into ourselves. When we open our hearts with that love and compassion and put that out to the world, it creates a ripple effect of empathy and kindness that resonates throughout the universe. And really, it goes to an unimaginable level here on Substack, where I'm recording this. Our words are read by people around the world, around the globe, which is really meaningful. And it really allows you to see the importance of that ripple that you're putting out just by being here. And if you're watching this on another platform like YouTube, it's the same thing. We now have the ability to communicate at a global level instead of only staying focused on the local level. Rivers are also emotional, and we as human beings are emotional. Water tends to be the sign of emotions, and it's a symbol of emotions. So, like the river, our emotions are constantly flowing and changing, like the current that moves across the land. So, there's this constant flow to it. When people experience big emotions or something major happens in their life, like when they're navigating grief, we as therapists tend to talk about emotions coming in waves. So they're at first the wave of grief. Those waves can be pretty strong, large, powerful, where they can be overwhelming and sweep you off your feet. They can be also gentle, tranquil, serene, more peaceful. So those different states of emotions come and go, like the river, and that's true inside of ourselves. Sometimes our emotions are like whitewater rapids. So we may feel anger, fear, desperation, while other times we feel joy, and over time, resiliency develops, where we're able to navigate the challenges, make it through the obstacles without being swept away by the river of life. Now, our third affirmation for today is I am a tree. I have roots, wisdom, and strength. Just like a tree, our roots are our ancestors, the people who came before us. For me, I've done some research into my ancestors on both sides of the family. I'm thankful that there are online platforms that let you connect with that a little bit easier nowadays than it used to be. So you can really explore different people in your family. So for me, I have pretty strong roots connected to the United States. I was able to trace things back to the very early days. Some of my paternal ancestors moved over here to the United States very early on. They were some of the first settlers in the United States. One of my ancestors, I couldn't tell you exactly who, I discovered that he has some old silverware in a museum in Pennsylvania. So I would love to go and explore that because it's just fascinating. So my roots go on my, like I said, the paternal side of my family in the United States go back to the late 1600s, early 1700s, which is pretty amazing. And then on my maternal side of the family, that's not quite as deep in the United States. They moved over here, I think about 5 or 6 generations back, so more 1800s for the maternal side of the family. On both sides, the state that I live in, I'm fifth generation for being on the land or the area that I'm in now. So I have pretty strong roots. I'm pretty connected to the area where I reside because my family has been living here and overcoming challenges across generations. So, like a tree, it can be beneficial to explore your roots and where that will lead you, where exploring your family tree takes you. Then, wisdom. We all have wisdom. Not only do we have wisdom from our own knowledge, experiences, education, we also have wisdom back to our depths, what Carl Jung referred to as the collective unconscious. So, not only do we have our personal individual unconscious that we can tap into, but there's this concept of the collective unconscious that is the energy of all of us as human beings on this planet and even those who have walked before us. And we can tap into that as well. Now, I will say, I think you need to be a little bit careful when you're connecting with the collective unconscious because the unconscious in general is typically painful experiences, fears that we have suppressed, that we didn't address. We just glossed over it. We pretended like it didn't happen. And the collective unconscious, that's at a really big level because I mean there are billions of souls here on this planet, so it's a place of at least billions of suppressed events and experiences. That said, when you do go inside of that internal wisdom and tap into it, there is a lot of wisdom there. So it can really bring additional knowledge, insight, understanding. And when we're able to tap into that well of resources, we can absorb that information like water running through your veins. Like the tree's roots absorb the water and the nutrients from the soil to be able to grow, have leaves, all of that. And then trees have strength. We have that strength just like trees have. We've weathered many storms. You know, sometimes those are horrendous thunderstorms that rumble through the skies. It can be crushing weight of ice storms where the ice waves heavily on the branches. But they can also be smaller storms. It can be more gentle rain that nourishes us. We can also provide refuge and solace for others. You know, if you think of a tree, birds make homes, they make their nests in the trees, squirrels run through the trees. So there can really be this safe haven that trees provide. You know, they provide shade during the summer for us as humans, which makes it a little bit cooler. It's not quite as hot in the summer sun, the summer heat. So we are the same way. We can nurture ourselves and those around us to provide safety and security for others. And now, during this time of year, with autumn, the leaves transformed into those variety of colors, the beautiful reds, oranges, yellows, and now they've gently drifted to the ground. So, as the leaves have fallen to the ground, so can we release the struggles of this past year. We can let go of the pain, the suffering, the hurts, as well as the joy. You know, we can think about how we want to have more joy in our life moving forward, but we can let go of the challenges and obstacles. Instead of carrying them into the new year, we can set them down now. We can release them. So that's a really beneficial thing to do, especially this time of year, because that's what nature is communicating with us to do right now. That brings us to our activity for the week. So this week, create your own positive affirmations that inspire and motivate you. You can use these. The positive affirmations are, again, I am the earth. I am grounded, nurturing, and connected. I am the river. I have adaptability, depth, and emotions. I am a tree. I have roots, wisdom, and strength. So you can use those positive affirmations and write them on sticky notes, or you can create your own positive affirmations that resonate with you. Whatever you decide, write those down on sticky notes and place them in strategic spots around your house where you'll see them throughout the day. So you might want to put them on your bathroom mirror, the front of your refrigerator, the edge of your computer monitor. Those are just a few ideas. If you have a bulletin board, you can put them on the bulletin board, put them on your dresser, whatever makes the most sense for you. And then look at those every morning when you wake up, and that'll help you start the day with a positive mindset. And then you can carry that energy with you throughout the day since you're seeing those messages throughout the day. Then our intention for the week is to repeat the affirmations during times of stress to ground and center our nervous system. Again, the holiday season tends to be a time of stress for a lot of people. There's a lot of pressure to visit family members who we may not have the best relationships with. We may fall into a pattern of overcommitting ourselves, trying to do too much. Maybe we're hosting holiday celebrations, and between work, caring for the kids, it's a lot. So it can be important to ask for help too. But as we're experiencing times of stress, we can also repeat the affirmations to ourselves throughout the day. And that moves us to our weekly reflection. So let's go ahead and get comfortable. We'll walk through this. I am going to light a candle for our reflection. Okay, so we can go ahead and close our eyes. Take a deep breath, breathing in relaxation, and breathe out stress. Breathe in relaxation, and breathe out stress. Imagine yourself comfortably settled on the soft, calm riverbank, where the rich soil cradles your body. As you sit in this tranquil setting, allow your gaze to drift across the water's shimmering surface. Silently watch how your thoughts and emotions drift by, like a single leaf floating with the current. Across the shore, the sturdy trees stand tall, while their leaves wave in the breeze. Consider their root system hidden within the earth, anchoring them firmly and providing the strength their branches need to reach high into the sky. Feel the sense of interconnectedness with the natural world. You are a part of this beautiful river of life. Open your eyes. Grab your notebook, a journal. Write down your reflections that you had during this visualization. I'll give you just a couple of minutes to jot down some notes. If a lot came to you during that time, feel free to keep going as you need to. Okay. If you have any questions about these affirmations, please feel free to put them in the comments. Next episode, we're going to be talking about creating a home sanctuary, whether that's a space in your home or if it's your entire home. We can really make our home a place where we're safe and comfortable. There's a lot of upcoming events happening, lots of opportunities. So on December 20th at 1 o'clock, we'll have our monthly Kindred Connections. That is a space where paid subscribers can come together, receive some support, guidance, reflection, hang out, have fun, enjoyment. So a little bit of everything. So that'll be again on Saturday the 20th at 1 o'clock. So I hope to see you there. My intention for this month's Kindred Connections is preparing for the holidays, kind of surviving the holiday season for people who that's challenging for. Then a few days after that, on the 22nd, the 5-year plan will be beginning. That is a 6-week course that I'm really excited about. We're going to be working on reflection, more release than we did today. So not only are we going to release things that happened this past year, but we're going to go back at least 5 years and release what is not serving us anymore. So that way we don't carry it into 2026. Then we'll be working on visualizing, really creating an in-depth vision for where we want to be 5 years from now. Then we'll work on manifestation, figuring out exactly what our goals are for the next 5 years. So we'll be focusing on long term goals as well as short term goals. We'll be turning those into vision boards, which I love creating vision boards. And then we're going to develop a really solid plan so we don't lose the progress that we made. It's something, the statistics are almost disturbing. I want to say it's like 80% of goals or resolutions people make for the new year are done and lost by mid February. So we really want to create that solid plan so we don't lose the areas that we want to grow on. We definitely want to keep working towards our long-term goals and our short-term goals. So that is the 5 year plan. And that again is for paid subscribers. There'll be a weekly live event with those two for the 6 weeks that it's running. The weekly lives are going to be Monday evenings at 7 p.m. I need to check my schedule and make sure that works. If it doesn't, then I will communicate that, whatever the time change ends up being. And then I'm also going to have a live sale on my YouTube channel at Michelle R. Smith _therapist. You'll see the Mondays with Michelle logo and icon. If you see that, you know that you're in the right place. I'm going to host that live sale this coming Saturday, December 13th at 1 o'clock p.m. There'll be a mixture of some homemade crafted items, jewelry, as well as some vintage clothing. All right. Well, I think that's it. There's lots of other things coming up, but those are the main points. Oh, I did forget Ask a Therapist. I'm going to be live here on Substack at 1 o'clock on Wednesday the 10th, where you can join me during the live and just ask me some questions. So again, that'll be Ask a Therapist this Wednesday, 1 o'clock p.m. Central Time. I'm in the Central Time Zone. So I hope to see you there during the Ask a Therapist live at 1 p.m. Wednesday, December 10th. Saturday the 13th is a live sale on YouTube. Again, that's 1 o'clock Central Time. Then Kindred Connections will be Saturday, December 20th at 1 o'clock Central Time. And the 5 year plan will start on Monday, December 22nd, with lives at this second at 7 p.m. Central Time. But again, I may have to shift that. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me. If you do want to participate in the activities and opportunities for paid subscribers, I do have a gratitude sale going on now through the end of the year for an additional 20% off. So you get lots of classes. There are more classes coming up. You get the Kindred Connections. So if that's something that interests you, I would love to have you join me. And this is a great time to do that since there's the 20% gratitude sale going on. All right. Well, thank you for joining me today for Mondays with Michelle. I appreciate you taking the time to discuss mental health, relationships, and parenting. I'm sending you peace and hope until next time. Thanks, friends.